Hello and welcome to Hitching the Trailer. I'm Greg, and with me as always is the woman who makes me feel no pain, Nicole.
Hiya.
So today we're doing the movie Novocaine with Jack Quaid. You ready to pod, babe?
Ready, cast, babe?
Let's go. Alright, you want to hit us with the IMDb blurb on this trailer?
IMDb blurb for Novocaine. When the girl of his dreams is kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain turns his rare condition into an unexpected advantage in the fight to rescue her.
Let's start here. Right now, in this moment, do you wish you could feel no pain?
Yes.
We went to Pittsburgh Beer Fest last night, so we're potting bedside while my lovely wife recovers. I recover from quite a fun night.
It was a good time.
Yeah, it was definitely
But
a
I'm
good time.
feeling the fact that it was a good time.
What would you say over under combined between the two of us? 30 beers drank?
They were 8-ounce pours, so I
Yeah.
feel like you have to, and some of them were not 8-ounce pours.
No, some of them
Some of them they didn't fill
they
it up.
cheeked you a little bit,
Yeah.
or they foamed it up a little bit.
The first beer I got was so foamy. But it was a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of different stuff that we tried. We didn't eat a lot of food.
No,
There wasn't a lot of stuff there, though.
You know-
To be honest, though, like, to be fair.
Yeah. But we were an hour in, and you're going, we need to slow down, or else.
Yeah, because I was already feeling tipsy. I was like,
We did
oh my
not slow down,
gosh.
though. I was like, okay, let's just
I did
grab
at
this
the
one over here.
I did at the end because I was like, I saw the direction you were going in
Yeah.
after you got on stage and did karaoke in front of everybody, and I just said, you know what? I think one of us should probably calm down, and that one's gonna be me.
You can check out the highlights on Reasons to Chug on Instagram and TikTok. But getting into the movie.
Yes,
First question.
go
Is Jack Quaid your favorite
nepo baby.
nepo baby? Like, couple...
I'd say he's pretty up there, honestly and truly.
Mm-hmm.
I love the nepo baby discussion. I think that there is some obvious, like, credit to it. Like, I think there are people that are obviously famous just because of who their parents are. It also is one of those things where you have to think about, though, like, they're given opportunities because of who their parents are. They get a foot in the door, just like anybody else who works for a corporation or dad owns something.
But if we're putting everything on the table, most actors and actresses, you can, if you look far enough into their background,
they're all kind of, yeah.
They had somebody in...
Yeah, it's very rare that
I would
it's
say
like
75% of actors and actresses came from an actor and
even
actress.
if you don't know it. Even if you're like, oh, wait a tick.
Yeah, because a lot of them changed their names.
It's really funny, though, that even we're doing something on a nepo baby. Because I have been watching the new show, The Pit.
Oh, yeah,
on,
with Noah... What's his name?
Noah Wiley.
Noah Wiley. Yeah, why did you
I don't
look
know
at
why
me like that?
I don't know.
I was like, Noah... And
I don't know.
Believe me, I usually get the name wrong.
I truly, for some reason, thought you were going to say Syndergaard, I don't know why.
Thor from the Mets?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Shout out to the Orams, the long-suffering Mets fans.
But on the show, there's a nurse on it. And I just saw this morning that she's Bryan Cranston's daughter.
There you go.
And now that I'm looking at her, I'm like,
Well, last episode we talked about Larry David's daughter that I never knew was Larry David's daughter.
Yeah, I don't... But, like, there's... like,
is her last name David?
Cassie David, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of, like, decent nepo babies out there, though.
All right, give me top 5.
I think that Maya Hawke is actually really good, really talented. Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter. I like her. She was in Stranger Things, but she's been in a couple of things. Yeah, okay. But I like her. Mm-hmm. I think she's good.
She's number 5. Or is this no particular
I'm not.
order?
You don't put me on a. I don't have the brain power to list 5 people. I'm just thinking. I think I almost like the ones where you're like, oh,
I know who your number one is, so.
Who's my number one?
Oliver Hudson. You love him.
Well, yeah, I do love Oliver Hudson, but I don't. See, to me, he's not a Nepo. I feel like Nepo babies have to have, like, a certain level.
How is he not a Nepo baby? He's Goldie Hawn's.
He is.
Right? Goldie
But
Hawn's
I feel like
son.
Kate Hudson is more of, like, a Nepo. Maybe because she's more popular. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess.
she's more.
But he's been
famous,
in a million
but I
things.
love him.
You know
I do
what's
love
funny
him.
is that I was listening to David Spade's podcast, and I forgot Oliver Hudson was in Rules of Engagement.
Rules of Engagement. I loved that show.
Yeah, because he's like
I didn't watch it
They
when
got
it was
into
on, but-
like Bitcoin at that time.
That
The
was
two of
back
them.
then?
Oh yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah, yeah. Bitcoin. I remember somebody talking about Bitcoin in like 2011. I want to say.
Really?
When I worked at the patio bar, there was a kid that was, and then I saw someone that was friends with him years later. I was like, does he still have that? Because I remember him talking about it. He's like, no, he sold it a long time ago.
Do you know when someone says Bitcoin, do you know what I think of?
Um,
If you can get this, then we are more connected.
Bitmojis?
No.
What?
Disappointed. I think of Super Mario, that coin, when they you jump up and
And you hit the brick and coins come out?
yes.
You
That's
think that's the Bitcoin emoji in your head?
That's no, that's what I think it looks like in my mind. That's what Bitcoin is.
Yeah. But it's not.
Obviously,
anything.
I'm too poor to
Own any?
have any. Or to even too poor to have any, too stupid to understand it.
Okay, let me change the question then. What is your most shocking Nepo baby? Like, what is the Nepo baby that you, when you first heard it, you were like, oh my God, that's a Nepo baby?
I feel like us saying the word Nepo baby
Yeah.
is like something about it reminds me of nipple.
I was gonna say the child of actor, but that sounds that doesn't sound good either. What was the one that's like when you first heard?
I think it's more about. I guess it's more about like not even necessarily being a Nepo baby, but the being surprised of, oh, that's who her parents are, or that's who. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Who's the most shocking one?
Well, I didn't know for a long time that Gwyneth Paltrow and Blake Danner were mother and daughter. I don't know why I didn't know that Jamie Lee Curtis was a product of 2 of the most famous actors from back in the day.
True.
I'm trying to think of. Let's get a list out here. Who is this?
You already mentioned 6 people.
Yeah.
The Hudsons.
Who is Gracie Abrams? Why is she a Nepo baby? Who's her parents?
There you go.
Who's...
The shocking reveal coming up as soon as you Google it.
I think she sings a song I like, but who is she?
I just heard...
She sings that, ooh.
I just heard her song in the car. It was her and Selena Gomez.
Oh, J.J. Abrams is her dad.
Oh.
There you go.
That would make sense.
There you go.
Who's
but
up?
that's the thing, too. It's like they come from other...
Right.
genres of things sometimes.
Oliver Hudson's half brother. We just talked about him.
Oh, Wyatt
Russell.
Yeah.
They have another one too, or no?
No, they only have one together.
So there's those 3, all from Goldie Hawn. Mm-hmm. Then you love I don't know how you feel about Kate Hudson, but I know you love Oliver Hudson.
I love Kate Hudson. I think she's great.
And Wyatt Russell.
Emma Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
Nicolas Cage is a Nepo baby, and they never talk about it.
I know. Well, isn't, and so isn't Angelina Jolie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's probably the most famous one.
She doesn't fuck with her dad. She's not that famous anymore. You know what
I mean,
she is.
At the peak of famousness, she was probably the most famous.
Famousness. Peak of fame, I think.
Oh, whatever. Sorry, English major.
We discussed. I'm a wordsmith, okay?
Yeah.
You laughing at me right now? That's fucked up. Jennifer Aniston, her dad was
Really?
on. Yeah, her dad was on
one.
Days of Our Lives forever.
Huh.
Shout out to Days
That's
of Our
what I mean.
Lives.
That's what I'm trying to get out of you. For the the people listening, so they're like, oh my god, I didn't know that. Like, they wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
But, Jack Quaid is Melanie Griffith?
No! Dakota Johnson is Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson's
there you go.
kid. Jack Quaid is Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid.
Meg
and
Ryan.
He is
That's
literally...
I know it's one of those
two of them, like,
girls.
physically melted together. Like, he looks just like them. It's crazy.
Right. So...
Loved them together.
This trailer, looking at it, basically he's just playing the same character as in The Boys, pretty much.
Why does he have superpowers?
No, but he's like a meek kind of guy that...
Usually they, typecast people like that.
Right.
But the whole idea of him not being able to feel pain, which we joke around and say that our youngest is like that. We call him Baby Gronk.
Yeah, Baby Gronk.
Because it's very rare that he'll, like, cry for something and he'll get, like, a bloody lip or he'll run head first into something and nothing.
Yep.
But
he ran into me before and just bounced off and hit the wall and just looked at me and I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he just kept walking. I was like, okay. But for people who haven't seen The Boys is like a R-rated superhero movie show.
I watched the first season with you.
And like the first scene is Jack Quaid and his girlfriend getting murdered by a superhero.
But he didn't get murdered.
She did. Remember she exploded? Because the guy runs
he ran
super
past
fast
her?
and he ran through her. And she exploded all over him. That was the very first scene. So he wants to pretty much get back at these superhero characters who are not the greatest people. Most of them. Some of them are. Mm-hmm. But it seems like he has the same personality as this guy.
Mm-hmm.
In this.
Do you mean like his own personality?
Oh,
like
that's
he's
his
just like...
own personality. I'm just wondering, has he ever played... I don't know what he's been in. We can look it up. But has he ever played anything other than like the meek guy in an action show?
Well, he did a rom-com that I liked, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
Was he a virgin in it?
Why? That seems like a weird question.
Well.
He was in the Hunger Games.
Oh.
Who knew?
I don't remember that. Which... All of them?
Just as the Hunger Games.
Oh, okay. There was many games.
What is the show?
Yeah, I don't think he's been in a lot of stuff.
That he was in. Looks like a decent amount of stuff. Plus One, it was called. And it was him and Maya Erskine.
I'll pass.
Yeah, I didn't say it was for you. Jesus.
Hard pass, thank you. Yeah, it just seems like... I think his name's like Howie.
Huey.
Huey in The Boys. You barely even watch it. I've watched every
I just passed it.
Oh.
I just read it.
Well, the reason I say virgin is in this trailer... It makes him seem like he was virgin before he had sex with his girl. And then the next day, he's like, I have to do anything to get her back. When it, like, literally looked like the day before.
Yeah.
That's the way they made the trailer
Yes,
look.
we don't know.
So is this like an alternate universe of the 40-year-old virgin? Because he's not young.
I don't know. You're jumping ahead. You're jumping into conclusions.
Well, I'm just asking because when I saw the trailer, that's immediately what I thought. Is like,
you were a virgin until you got married, weren't you?
Did I tell you that?
The first and the second time.
Ooh, zing.
Did I tell you that?
But, like, it's like he's madly in love.
Yeah.
After one date, because they show them on their first date, and then they show that it looks like they're gonna have sex.
It says the woman of his dreams. So
is the whole thing a dream?
I don't think so.
You think it's just
I think it's just a movie.
Movie.
Do you think that would be a bad or a good, like, issue to have, to feel no physical pain?
I don't know. I think it would be good, but...
Do you think it would feel like Novocaine? Like, you know, that, like, numbness feeling?
Yeah, maybe. If that's the case, then no, it would be terrible. Like, when your leg falls asleep, nobody likes that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
my hands fall asleep a lot when I sleep, because I sleep on my arm, I guess, like the way that it is.
Yeah. When I wake up, that happens too.
I hate that.
But I don't know if it's the numbness or the coming back. The feeling coming back is what I hate. But if you could feel no pain, I think that you would run the risk of doing stupid shit. You know? I
mean, I'm a woman, so no, but I can understand why you would think that.
Like, you just jump off shit.
I would.
But it doesn't mean that you're... Just because you don't feel pain doesn't mean you're not injured. That's the thing. Like, in the trailer, he puts his hands, like, in the fry oil. That means his hands are going to be...
In a deep fryer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
His hands are going to be like that forever.
Forever?
Right?
No. You never burnt yourself?
But I've seen, like, that's like a burn victim burn. You know what I mean? Like, that's scarring. That's not going to heal. So...
Yeah, I think it would heal.
I don't know. You're running the risk here.
Okay, callers, call in if you have been deeply wounded by a fryer.
You think they would have, like, he would have a million scars already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, maybe he hasn't done anything too bad. We don't know. He could have scars all over him. How would we know?
Good point.
We haven't seen
the one lady goes, "What happened to you?" And he's like, "You should see the other guy." The other thing is...
The quintessential line.
He gets hit in the back with a mace? Who has a mace?
What's a mace?
Exactly. Mace is a ball with the spikes on it that thing he gets hit in the back with?
Yeah, that thing's real?
Yeah, that's like a medieval times type thing.
Have you ever been to medieval times?
No, I always wanted to go.
What? You've never been?
No.
Wow,
two of my favorite things,
crazy.
Drinking beer and eating food with my hands.
That's the two things you take away from medieval times?
Yeah, what else is there?
There's jousting.
Yeah.
There's like...
I want to eat the chicken with my hands.
Yeah, I guess it would have been weirder if you were like, my two favorite things.
Jousting and tetherball? I don't know. I don't know what they do. I've never been... What do they do there?
It's knights, like, competing and, like, fighting against each other. What do you mean?
The only thing I know is from the Cable Guy. What was it?
I never saw that movie. Oh, wait, yes, that.
Red Knights going down. They go to medieval times. And
I didn't really like that movie, but I don't think I
you don't like Jim Carrey.
No, I do. I was just going to
say. Two movies
I love
that are amazing, and you hate both of them.
But I don't like seeing him in, like, I don't know if I don't like seeing him in an unflattering light. I don't know. Like, I don't think I like movies that...
Well, you didn't like Ace Ventura 1 either.
I did like it. Stop doing that. I did like it. I just think Pet Detective is not as good as When Nature Calls.
You're nuts.
And we'll fight to the death about it.
Nuts.
This is top 5 contentious things in our marriage.
Yeah.
Is where those...
So you don't like Dumb and Dumber.
I don't like Dumb and Dumber, and don't come at me with it. I don't care.
Guy,
that movie's
and you don't
terrible.
like Ace Ventura.
No, I do like Ace Ventura. I just don't. I like When Nature Calls better.
Do you think that's the...
Seeing that man come out of a rhino's butt was pure cinema. Okay?
Can you think of any number 2 movie, like second movie, that you like better than the first?
Who does number 2?
Can you think of any number 2 that you took today? No. Any sequel that you like better than the original, other than Ace Ventura?
Other than Ace Ventura? I don't know. I can't, not off the top of my head. Like, for some odd reason, The Hangover came into my mind, but no, the first one was the best.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they made like a third one.
They were just chasing the high there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was right at the end of when movies were actually funny.
You don't think movies are funny anymore?
They don't really make them like that. Make them like they used to. But,
yep.
That's when, that was like, old school.
Wait, that just really reminded me of the fact that last night, our Uber driver on the way to Pittsburgh Beer
Never
Fest
saw Tommy Boy.
had never seen Tommy Boy.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to mark this
one down. He's like,
down.
should I watch it? I'm like, should you watch it?
The thing is he liked SNL. How do you not?
Yeah. I'm like, get ready to have your life changed. My God.
All because of a little comment about Sandusky, Ohio.
Or
Cedar Point. He was telling us to go to Cedar Point.
Eugene was his name. Eugene. Nice guy.
Really nice guy.
Talked a lot.
You guys talked a lot.
Greg, listen, you were like uncomfortable by the end.
We were also
sitting in a lot of traffic, so.
Also, you guys were talking so much, I was like, where can I interject here?
Oh,
you guys are having a one-on-one conversation, and I'm just sitting here.
Don't be jelly.
I wasn't jelly. I'm just like, it's going to be awkward if I don't say anything. And then you were like, you were awkward in there. I'm like, how was like the two of you were just going back and forth like without.
Yeah, but even after a while, it was like it was a lot. Even for me, it was a lot.
He's giving us the history of
downtown
Pittsburgh. Yep.
And then the funniest thing was when he was like, there was a car in front of us that had a dog in the back seat. He was like,
dogs are interesting.
Dogs are great. Dogs are great.
You're like,
they're so human-like. That's what he said. Yeah. I was like, oh. And then I just felt like he just wanted to talk, so I was like, oh, do you have any dogs? And he was like, no. Always wanted one, though. It's like, what? It was so random.
That was crazy. Unbelievable. That was good. He was a good Uber driver, though. That car was nice. I liked it.
That car was nice. What kind of car was it?
It was a Kia. I don't know.
That was a Kia?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
I thought we were in a Lexus.
No.
Just kidding. And it didn't feel like
Lexus. One of the other things, bald kid from Spider-Man, playing the exact same role as he does in Spider-Man.
You have a problem with his alopecia?
Does he have alopecia?
Pretty sure that's what it is.
Well, because in Spider-Man he had hair.
It wasn't real. It was clearly a wig.
I'm not a professional wig spotter.
Says the bald guy.
Yeah. I've been bald since 21. I don't know anything about hair.
He's like, hair? What's that?
Hair?
And that is why I married you, because when we met, I was becoming a hairstylist, and you were one less haircut I was going to have to do.
Yep. I checked one box. Literally one box, and she married me, folks. But he's playing the same role too, so I feel like they just saw The Boys and they saw Spider-Man and they were like, let's make this movie.
Do we know his role in this movie? They just kind of showed him for a second.
He's the friend who tells him, hey, you
what?
gotta slow it down. I'm sick of
this guy playing a friend,
He's either gotta be the lead role
or an enemy,
or a villain, yeah.
Stop playing the friend.
I'm sick of him being our friend. But...
So you don't seem too impressed with this trailer so far. Gather your thoughts.
Okay. It's my kind of movie.
Okay. Yeah, it's action.
It's an action movie.
Seems like it's got a little comedy in it.
Remember, there was a movie with the guy from... Oh, God damn it, I suck.
Agreed.
I'm going to say Mr. Show with Bob and Dave, but that...
What?
Mr. Show with Bob and Dave.
Mr. Show?
Yeah.
No clue.
IYK. IYK.
Wait, are you saying if you know, you know?
Yes. It was a great show in the 90s on HBO. It was a sketch comedy show. But it had the guy that plays Tobias Funke, and this other guy that was on Better Call Saul.
He's an analogist?
Better Call Saul.
Bob Odenkirk?
Remember there's a movie, it's called Punch or something?
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
I did too, and we never watched it. Yeah. But that trailer looks like this trailer.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'm going to say. This is my kind of movie, but it seems like the kind of movie I've seen a million times.
Okay. So
Like, what was the movie with Jason Statham where he had to keep his heart rate up the whole time, or else his heart would explode?
What?
Yeah, look it up. I'm telling you. Jason Statham. It was called like.
You know what's so funny? It's because I was literally wondering. I'm like, who else could just be in this movie? I thought you'd ask me that question, and I thought of Jason Statham. That was the first.
Well,
I thought of.
but how far different are these actors?
Crank? Was it Crank?
Yep.
I feel like I saw that movie. I think I liked it.
It was good. Yeah, because it was action, like nonstop. That's like John Wick. Like, they're not long movies. Well, I think the last one, John Wick movie, was really long, but the first one I don't think was very long, and it was just action, action, action. Like this movie, Novocaine. How long is it?
I would guess it's going to be an hour 34. That's just a guess. I don't know this.
Movies are never an hour 34 anymore.
No?
No, they're usually 2 hours minimum. Like one of the movies that's nominated for the Academy Awards is like 3.5 hours.
That's ridiculous, honestly and truly. Like, that's just...
I heard people like...
It's an hour 50.
Hour 50, almost 2 hours.
Yeah, that seems like long.
Long.
Right?
That means they have like filler in there of like, his love life, him being a virgin, him working at a
obsessed with him being a virgin. T-Mobile he works at?
No. What is
He works at a bank.
Yeah, right. I was thinking of where the 40-year-old virgin work. Like Best Buy or whatever.
Yeah.
You were a Best Buy girl.
I was a front lanes girl.
I waited on Queen Latifah.
I did.
What'd she buy? What did Queen Latifah buy?
CDs. Lots of CDs and DVDs.
Nice.
And it was so funny. They made such a big deal out of her coming in, and they were like, we need you because we feel like you're going to act appropriately and not make a big deal out of it. And we're going to ask you, you're going to be the one that's going to ring her up.
That's
like, it was like such a big deal.
You know,
who else did I ring up to? Memphis Bleak.
You know, it's funny that you say that about a big deal. Is that Big Pussy from The Sopranos?
I could have done the same thing that you just did to me. I rang up Queen Latifah.
Wow.
I serve Big Pussy a cocktail.
Okay. That's not my point. Well, he came into Fridays a couple times. And then when I worked at Ruby Tuesdays, he came in as well. Sat at the bar. And the manager...
Do you think he was following you?
No. But he was super nice to me, and he did...
He was putting a hit on you with The Sopranos?
He was with a girl that came in a lot that I knew, like, and she was a really good, like, she was a good tipper, so, like, I always, took care of her or whatever. And he was coming in with her because I think she was trying to be an actress or whatever.
That's who I'd go to if I wanted to get famous.
Well, he lived in like Seaside or whatever. He had maybe Point Pleasant. There were those condos that were like right on the water. He lived in one of those. Mm-hmm. So anyway, regardless, I'm working at Ruby Tuesdays, and I've seen him 4 or 5 times now. He's come into bars that I worked, and so I was like friendly with him or whatever. Hey, how's it going? And he remembered me. And my general manager at the time was like, "Do you think you can get a menu autographed by him?" I'm like, "A Ruby Tuesdays menu?" I mean, I'll ask him, but what? So if anybody's on eBay and they see Ruby Tuesdays menu with an autograph from Big Pussy on it, it is authentic. It is authentic.
You're authenticating it right now.
But like,
wait, you actually did it?
Yeah.
You asked him to sign a menu?
Yeah, I was like, listen, my manager is a big fan and he's being weird. Can you just sign this menu for him? He's like, yeah, I don't care. He was cool about it. He drank 1,800 tequila on the rocks. I never forget what people drink. You were blueberry vodka with club. Extra lime, please.
Okay, not just any blueberry vodka, though. It had to be Stoli Blue.
Stoli Blue, club.
I was a pain in the ass because I liked a lot of limes.
Well, I used to go over the top.
I haven't had that drink in forever. If I had that drink, I'd probably turn into like a menace.
You were a menace when...
I know. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah, and not to name drop, but when I worked at Fridays, James Vanderbeek also came in.
What?
Mr. Dawson. You would have swooned over that one, I'm sure.
No, not my type.
You weren't a Dawson guy?
Nope.
No deals.
Nope. Not for me.
So, does this movie, did it like incite any like vibes to you? Like, did you think of any movies that it was similar to?
No, but I did think that Jason Statham could probably, if he hadn't made this movie already, he probably would, like, could be.
But they're such a... Isn't that crazy that they're so far apart in, like, the actors that they are? Like, Jason Statham couldn't be, like, the meek guy who is a virgin.
No.
I keep bringing it up.
Jason Statham fucks. You know it.
In Crank, that's part of the movie, is that he has to bang somebody to keep his heart rate up.
Yeah.
Because he's like, my heart rate's slowing down. I need to...
There you go. Get it lower.
I need to have the sex now.
Okay, never mind. Don't ever do that again. I thought it was going to be good.
You don't like my English accent?
I was having a moment with, I thought, Jason Statham. Absolutely fucking not. All of a sudden, you start doing some, like, weird...
I think I turned into...
He's Jamaican. English. You know that, right?
I was trying to do an English accent.
Okay, stop.
Bloody hell.
I love, a couple years ago, maybe only like one or two, but I think that Nick Kroll came out with one of the best stand-ups in a long time.
Oh, he does a good Jason Statham.
And he talks about how his inner monologue is Jason Statham, and he does such a good impression of him, and it's so fucking funny. What was that stand-up called? Something about baby? Big baby?
Baby mama?
No.
Baby mama drama?
Absolutely not.
Baby Shaq?
What does that even mean? Like, is that about Shaquille O'Neal, or is that about...
Does he not
Little Big Boy, it was called.
Not even close to Baby!
It's on...
Terrible.
It was the Bees. Excuse you!
Give that man the respect he deserves.
You of all people. It's on Netflix, though.
How dare you not know the name of something, man?
Yeah, exactly.
That's your spot to fill in
Stutter and Stanley over here. You're like, I don't know. It's a guy from that thing.
So, I guess it's just the type of movie that could have, like, any actor in it, then. Like, this type of movie?
Yeah, I mean...
Because when you think that...
most movies are like that, Greg.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Because, like... let's think of a... Like...
Well, if you think about, like, movies, the plots are most... Like, they follow a formula. You know what I mean? Like, an action movie follows a formula. So that's why it's like, you can kind of... exchange other people in it.
My point is like you can have somebody like Jack Quaid in a movie like this. You can have Jason Statham, and you can have Bob Odenkirk in a movie like this, where it's basically these people are like the lady says, "Oh, you're a superhero." Basically, they're a superhero, but they're not a superhero. You know what I mean? Like
it does say like superhero movie, so that's like if you're describing it.
That's what the description is.
Like. How we were having the very heated discussion about dark comedy and everything under. Right. So this says, one person army action. Didn't even know that was a category. Superhero action comedy thriller. Speaking of, I can't even believe I just.
Before we could have played One Nation Army on as the song. Dun, 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 dun,
it's a good song. Also in this movie. Nepo baby just making his way in the world. Ray Nicholson.
Huh. Jack Nicholson's grandson?
No, his son's son.
Jesus. How old is he? Jack Nicholson's like 80.
He was born in 92, so he's 32, right?
So, Jack Nicholson probably had him when he was like 50.
Jack Nicholson also fucks. Do you not know that?
I don't know about it anymore.
Jason Statham.
You saw him
Jack
that's
Nicholson.
50. He's looking...
Yeah, but he's always had younger...
True. So it wasn't like...
Leonardo DiCaprio is going to do the same thing. He's not going to have a kid until he's like 70, probably.
Did I tell you the new...
You used to serve him at Fridays?
Funny story. No. New Martin Scorsese movie's coming out. It has Leonardo DiCaprio and The Rock in it. Right? Weird, right?
That
paused you.
Yeah.
And Emily Blunt.
I don't like the sound of that, to be honest with you.
I don't know what it's about at all, but that's the new movie that he's making.
I hate to say this, and I may live to regret it.
You probably will.
I think I've had my I think I've had my fill of Martin Scorsese. I think The Irishman killed it for me.
Didn't he do Killer of the Flower Moon too?
Oh, that was another one. That was rough.
If they would have cut it like in half, it would have been.
It was very long.
There was parts that were good, but it was so long.
Interesting,
right.
An interesting idea and
right.
an interesting, and I know that, like, obviously, him and Leo are like,
yeah, they're boys.
Joint.
Leo does all the movies with him.
I swear to God, you crack those cans extra loud. I swear to God.
How is that even possible?
I don't know, but somehow you do it.
Well, it's my superpower.
If you had to have one.
Cracking loud beers and serving B celebrities at Ace.
Wow. Big pussy, if you're listening. I apologize.
Sorry, sir.
Wait, is he alive?
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize twice.
I think so. I haven't seen anything otherwise about that. We just had to pause for a moment. I don't know if maybe you heard a baby screaming in the background, but we had some iPad drama downstairs.
He's fine.
He is fine. I literally went down there, gave him a chip, and he was good to go. So we were talking about Martin Scorsese movies being too long. I think we're good.
I don't think it's just his movies being too long. I don't know. I just feel like I've seen it. I just feel like I was disappointed in the last couple things that I saw from him.
You know what I think? He's gotten such a reputation that all his movies are good that people will fight you if.
Oh yeah.
So like The Irishman was
sure.
Like the best movie ever, and it's like, was it?
Yeah.
Put yourself outside of the box. Was it? You know what I mean? It was long. Would you watch it again? Like, no.
I think that's a big thing too. It's like if you can't like,
it's not something you pop in the middle and be like, ooh, The Irishman. Let me finish watching this here. You know?
I mean, you have to go back to finish it because it's so fucking long.
Oh, I know. I think it took us like 4 days to watch it. Speaking of which...
It has a 7.8 rating on IMDb.
Irishman?
IMDb, I'm questioning you currently.
When you're looking at your phone when we're doing the pod, I never know if you're actually, like, doing research or just scrolling through things. I was looking at you, I'm like, is she even paying attention to me right now? And then you're like...
Swear to God, I am not that good at multitasking. I would not be able to do that. I would not be able to scroll. I was looking at, see... I wanted to be correct about what I was saying about Martin Scorsese and look at what he had been, like, coming out with, basically. Like, what was...
Yeah, all his movies do good critically. Because I think people are just like, oh, it's a Martin Scorsese film. It's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just pulled it. I was like, Silence? What the heck is this?
No idea.
It was Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield and Liam Neeson. In the 17th century, two Portuguese Jesuit priests traveled to Japan in an attempt to locate their mentor, who was rumored to have committed apostasy and to propagate Catholicism.
What's apostasy?
You
watch Conclave. You know everything about the Catholic Church now. You should know.
I also grew up in the Catholic Church. I think that makes a big difference.
Nobody paid attention when you were growing up, though.
If you knew how much...
But... Did you pay attention?
Apostasy is the act of renouncing or rejecting one's religion. So I am an apostasis at this point.
Sure you got that word right?
And I just made that one up. To me, that's a version.
I couldn't even say that word.
I know you can't.
Apostasis.
Stuttering Stanley. It was talked about a lot. It was definitely a focal point.
Silence? The movie?
No.
What are we
Religion.
talking? Oh.
You're not even scrolling on a phone and you're not paying attention to me.
I'm not that smart. Leave me alone. I'm a math guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I went to, like, CCD and all that stuff, but do you retain...
Did your parents teach CCD?
No.
Both of mine did.
That's very surprising.
I know.
Sinners.
Yup. CCD is like such a crazy thought.
I always
like
thought
when
it
you
was
said your friends send their kids to CCD, I was like, people are still doing that? Like that just sounds it seems crazy to me. Like I just thought I guess
Well,
because you always say like you're the star of your own movie, so I guess like I thought when I like left the Catholic
you canceled CCD.
that like yeah.
You're like CCD's canceled, people, as you walked out.
Yeah, that like nobody else
It was
ever,
like the end of the Breakfast Club. You just walk out with your hand in the
like
air.
nobody else was ever going to do it again. I don't know why.
And from that day on, no one ever went to CCD again.
Like I genuinely
The Nicole movie.
CCD was awful though. Oh my god.
Because you know what? It was like going to school when it wasn't school time.
Right, at night. You had to go at night. We did at night.
I feel like I did some at night, and then I did like...
If you had to do it on a weekend, that's...
I think it was Saturday afternoon.
That's terrible.
Sometimes.
No, we used to go...
I
we
feel
used
like
to
it
go
was
at
like
night.
Saturday,
and it was so ridiculous. And you'd go sit in a classroom, and you'd go to like... You'd go to the church or whatever, and you'd sit in a classroom in their church, and it'd be with kids you didn't go to regular school with. So it was like...
You didn't know anybody.
Right.
Like,
unless you got lucky and you had somebody you knew in your CCD class, but it was a rarity.
Jesus doesn't want you to make friends. Don't be talking to each other.
No, Jesus would not want that. No. The guy who had everybody following him. Tons of disciples, apostles... No friendliness, though. Jesus wasn't a bad guy. I mean...
I can't remember what the show was, but I know it was Amy Poehler, and I could be completely wrong. There was a show...
I love how you're prefacing with this. You're like, I made this up.
Okay, look this up. Was she on...
What do you... Look this up.
Was she on The State on MTV? You remember The State?
No.
It was a show. It was a sketch comedy show. It was on MTV. So there was this sketch... And it was about like a Catholic summer camp. And there was a guy who... It was before she was on SNL, so look that far back to her credits. There was a guy... They were playing kids that were in this summer camp. And... I
don't see her. She was not on it.
No, look her up. And I said the show might not be... It might not be that show. It could be a different show, but it was a sketch comedy show.
Well, that show is real.
Yeah,
but...
and I know.
Well,
it was a funny show.
Look up your own shit.
I can't because we're recording on my phone. So anyway, basically, summer camp, somebody drinks like this juice, and they're not supposed to. And the counselor is like punching.
Are you thinking of Wet Hot American Summer?
No.
Okay.
Punching himself in the face.
What? This was funny to you?
Oh my god! And he's like, if the person who did this doesn't come forward, then Jesus wants me to punch myself in the face. And Amy Poehler was in the crowd going, "No, Jesus wouldn't want you to do."
Are you sure it was Amy Poehler? Because it probably wasn't.
Not, but
God, you're terrible.
I was 80% sure it was her.
Nope.
Let me see.
Let you see what?
What her things were. It was before that.
Yeah, there's no sketch comedy on there.
Oh, maybe it was Wonder Chosen then.
It was absolutely not Wonder Chosen. I was obsessed with that. Me and my sister.
Yeah.
Was such a good... That was such a good weird show. That was like when I would like just get stoned and put that... I actually had it on DVD.
Wait. I stole your phone and now I'm looking through. And she was in a... I don't know if it's a movie called Tomorrow Night and it's Woman Getting Squirted. What the fuck? What could that possibly be?
Charles is the owner of a photo shop. He is not too friendly and spends his evenings alone. And one day, he finally decides to get a social life. He meets elderly Florence, who is tormented by her gambling husband Lester and longs for the son Willie she hasn't seen or heard from in 20 years. What? Like, that took a turn.
Wild.
I don't know. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know if anyone... Wow. Rick Shapiro playing Tina. Look at that picture.
Yikes.
Steve Carell was in this.
That's weird.
What the hell? Robert Smigel.
Must.
Louis C.K.
Has to be a comedy then, obviously.
JB Smoove. It seems like everybody just kind of has like that, like name, like skinny man in the rain, larger man in the rain, guy who runs into store.
It's an hour and 27 minutes.
Squirting
so it's not
people.
like
that was Louis C.K.
Yeah. So she gets squirted on by Louis C.K.
Mailroom guy without glasses was Steve Carell.
Wait, she gets squirted on by Louis C.K.? Is that foreshadowing for the future?
Somebody's name in this movie is Lola Vagina. I hope it's a comedy.
Oh, that's a fantastic name.
So what was your point of that sketch?
You were talking about CCD.
Jesus.
Yeah, and she was like, Jesus wouldn't want it this way, and screaming. And the kid that actually drank the juice would refuse to admit that he did it, even though he had like the red juice all over his face and shirt. And the counselor just kept doing more like things to hurt himself, like he was kneeling on glass or walking on glass. I remember. It was just, I was probably 12, 13 years old, and it was the funniest thing in the world at that point.
I don't think you were 12 or 13, buddy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was.
I think you were much older than that.
When I saw that skit?
Yeah, that show was out in like 90...
It might not have been that show. It could have been that Mr. Show with Bob and Dave that I'm thinking of, too.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should get your shows. Okay? Get it right.
Yeah. So, this movie. Should we get back to this movie?
Sure. Roundabout way.
Yeah. Is there... Like, the cast is not real famous other than him, right?
Well... You've got...
Like, the girl, I don't know who she is.
Okay,
You got the kid from Spider-Man. I don't know his name. I know he's the kid from Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. So, Jack Quaid, Amber Mid-Thunder is her name. I wonder if she's like...
That sounds Native American.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh, no, she's British.
She's an old tribal member of Fort Peck Indian Reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Ray Nicholson, Jacob Battalion. This is the other guy's name.
Spider-Man kid?
Yeah.
With alopecia, you're saying?
Uh-huh. Betty Gabriel, Matt Walsh.
Yeah, nobody, like...
Yeah.
Jumps out.
Nope.
Interesting. So...
It's about the newcomers.
I think this is the start of the Jack Quaid...
Era?
Do you think?
I don't know, maybe. This is the thing. Even though he looks like his two beautiful parents melded together, he doesn't have his dad's, like, charisma. Charm. He doesn't have...
he's more...
The kids call rizz. You know what I mean?
That's why he's
playing this part,
in the same part in The Boys.
Because let me tell you,
Dennis Quaid... Yeah, Dennis Quaid's the man.
Man.
Jaws 3? Come on.
Jaws 3? They made a third one of that?
Yeah, 3D. It was in 3D.
No.
Oh my god. The most terrifying scene when I was young.
Yeah.
I
don't like anything coming at me or like suspense. Like, I don't know.
This was,
Oh, Greg, you know what? You're
SeaWorld.
Fired. I'm looking for a new co-host.
So, the people are walking through SeaWorld where it's like a tunnel.
Yeah.
Of glass.
They have that.
And Jaws just starts smashing into it to kill all the people that are in the tunnel. So, seeing that and then eventually going to SeaWorld was terrifying. It was like you walking through Universal Studios scared of fake dinosaurs. But these are real.
Okay, calm down there. And yes,
but it was the same terrifying. You were like running away from there. I sprinted through the glass case. I'm like, no. I've seen Jaws 3D. I know how this goes. But Dennis Quaid. I could be wrong.
Oh my god. You're like, he wasn't in that movie.
Look it up.
The movie wasn't even made. You're like, that was just a dream I had, actually.
I think there was 5 Jaws, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he was in Jaws 3D. You're
there
okay.
you go. Put one on my notch.
A giant 35-foot shark becomes trapped in a SeaWorld theme park.
Yep. It was in 3D, too.
And it also has a 3.7 rating.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was one of his first movies, I believe.
I doubt that, but...
No?
I don't know. 1983 it was.
Yeah.
So let's see. What's your favorite Dennis Quaid movie? No, it was not. He had been in actually a lot of stuff before that.
Yeah, but not as like the main character, though. I think he was like a bit player until that.
He was a star of a couple things.
My favorite one, and I can't think of the name of it, Shocker.
Shocker is right.
Was the him and Caviezel? What's his name?
Jim Caviezel?
Yeah. They're in a movie together.
Is Jim Caviezel Jesus?
No. Jim Caviezel is his son, and they communicate over a CB radio. His dad had died. I can't think of the name of it.
Oh.
That movie was really good. I really liked that movie.
Hold on. Wait. Let me see.
His dad was in a fire, and he was trying to stop him.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know what you're talking about. Frequency.
That was my favorite. That was a good movie. What's your favorite?
Inner Space, yeah. Inner Space. He's so hot in that movie. It's just a cute movie, too. Yep. Yeah. Martin Short.
You love Martin Short, too.
I do. He's hilarious.
What's your favorite Martin Short movie?
I also really, which is fucked up, but I also really used to love Great Balls of Fire when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. Because you wanted him to date you as a 13-year-old?
Oh, yeah. Because if he was my cousin and I was 13, I'd marry him. Like, that was... That's the sicko in me.
Could that movie be made today? Creepers.
Could somebody get away with that today? I mean, people still are probably in, like, religious cults and shit, but... Like, he got away with that.
Don't we just talk about every religion is cult? It's just... It's how long ago it was made.
Yeah. But that was like...
I'm starting to think politics are a cult, too.
Everything's a cult.
Everything's a cult. That should be the new name of our podcast. Everything's a cult.
Or we do a deep dive into cults.
No, we don't even talk about cults.
We can't. We'd be killed, obviously. I feel like I need to do a deep dive into some more Dennis Quaid movies.
All right, keep it in your pants,
movie called Suspect with Cher and Liam Neeson. What is this?
How come for some reason I thought that was what's the movie with Harrison Ford?
Here we go.
One Witness. I don't know why. When you said Suspect, I just thought Witness.
Because it was a one word.
Well, it's like the same thing. No.
No. Do you not know what words mean? A witness is somebody who sees something. A suspect is somebody suspected of something.
Yeah. Could it be the sequel to Witness? Like, this person saw it and that person did it?
You're sus, bruh.
You're sus. You're sussy baka. That movie, I think...
I want to know what that means.
I don't know either. I feel like it was a flop, Suspect.
What do you know?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Scroll down.
Came out in 1987.
How much did they cost to make, and how much did it make?
In 1987, I don't think you can... It's not the same as... Get off...
Scroll down.
No, you gotta stop it, because that doesn't mean anything. Underrated courtroom drama.
Underrated, because it flopped. That's what I'm saying.
People saying 7 and 8. More of a courtroom drama than a thriller. I'm seeing it. I'm gonna find it.
What's it on?
I don't know.
Tubi.
But I'm gonna find it. I love Cher too, so.
You want to turn back time?
If it could get me a hookup with Dennis Quaid, I would.
Yikes. Alright, lady. Sorry you got stuck with,
Please, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I thought you were going to call yourself Jason Statham. You were going to call yourself,
No. Michael Chiklis.
Who the fuck is Michael Chiklis?
Look it up. Look it up!
I don't like when you say look it up to me.
Look it up!
Do you sell that chick less?
I don't know.
That's you.
Ooh!
Chickless.
What would that say about you?
You don't look like him.
He's just a bald guy.
Yeah.
thicker bald guy.
Yeah, okay. But you don't look like him.
No. People keep saying I look like the guy.
Yeah,
that I
you look
hate.
more like that
Dom.
guy than
Dom from Entourage or whatever. I get that a lot on TikTok. They're like, is that
People
Dom
say-
from Entourage?
he looks terrible.
Like, he needs to stop drinking beer.
I'm sure there's lots of people that would say that to you.
Not really.
Oh, okay. You're like, no, they support me in my problems.
All right. I think we've blabbed enough. Let's get to the crux of the...
Let me ask you a question.
Ooh, you're going to ask me a question?
Are you...
I'm the host.
Get the fuck... Oh my god.
God.
Are you...
My bio says co-host, so...
As it should.
Yeah.
Are you hitching your trailer?
Yeah. It's my type of movie.
Yeah.
It's action. It's nonstop go, go, go.
Yeah.
Will I be disappointed? Maybe.
Yeah.
Because...
An hour and 50 minutes feels a little long for this, but
It
we'll
does.
see.
It does. How about yourself? Are you going to hitch the trailer?
I am because I like Jack Quaid. That's
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to say.
right.
And I want to see how... I want to see Jack Nicholson's son. I want to see what he's like.
Before we go,
Yes.
what would you call a Jack Quaid fan? A Quaidian?
I don't think they do
Quaidaholic?
that. I don't think they do that anymore.
You sure?
I don't think
Let's
so.
bring it back. You want to bring it back?
No, not with that one.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Reasons to Chug. Go listen, follow the Hitch in the Trailer Instagram. We put up little clips there. We let you know when new episodes are happening.
Polls.
Polls. We put up some polls. Please vote in our polls. Sometimes it really is contentious in our household. We need to know who is correct on these things.
We know who it is. I mean, it's me, but yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Of course it is. But anyway, thank you everybody for listening, and stay hitching.